Hi, this is Charlotte with your Phoebe. Let's talk a little bit about nurturing visitors today. So here we have a simple form sitting on a simple site, but we've directed our visitors from both in-person and online worship to visit welcome.12thpresby.org to submit their contact information, and we've promised them a welcome gift. Maybe that's a tote bag, a coffee mug, something more locally oriented, but we're hoping that they'll give us their contact information so we can start making contact with them and perhaps bring them into fuller participation within our community. So here's what's going to happen as soon as they click this form. They're going to end up in an automation. So first I'm going to add a tag to their contact information, noting that they're a visitor. That way, if I want to send particular email or SMS campaigns to visitors, I can do that easily here. The next thing I want to do is, because I'm going to assume that they've submitted this information while attending worship, I want to see if I can't take some advantage of that by perhaps welcoming in the space they're sharing with me at that moment. So I'm going to send a text alert here to my staff saying that so-and-so is visiting with us today. This could give me the opportunity to welcome this person from the chancel area, to welcome them in the chat on our online forum. It could give an opportunity for deacons or others to look out for this person and see if they can't welcome them in the space. Point being, we're going to try to immediately respond to the contact that they've made with us, and maybe we can show how seriously we take welcoming them in such a way that perhaps other visitors might also be inclined to share their information with us. Then, of course, I want to go ahead and send the first welcome email to them. You've seen me send emails through your Phoebe that were just plain text. Your Phoebe also includes an email builder that looks very much like what you might be used to if you've used MailChimp or Constant Contact programs like this. So let me show that to you real quick. So this is just a very simple drag and drop. You have all your elements there, your different formats down here, and 1,000 different ways to customize this. So here I'm just suggesting we got our church's logo here, welcome message, and we're going to include a welcome video that we've produced that goes to every visitor, and we might include little highlights of parts of our ministry, but we want to send out our contact information and thank them again for both visiting with us and sharing their contact information with us. Okay. So we've sent an internal alert letting us know we have a visitor. We've sent the visitor their first welcome email. I want to continue sending emails to this visitor that are specifically geared toward visitors. Now, of course, I have their contact information within your Phoebe, so I can add them to our regular weekly email blasts as far as upcoming events and what's going to happen this weekend and newsletters and other notifications that I might want to send to everybody within our purview. But I also want to go and work with them to show them more of our particular programs, missions, ministries, the fuller story of this congregation. So we're going to add them to a visitor nurture email series. So this is a series that I would have built and developed, again, using that email builder, so they're going to look great. And we're going to wait 3 days to start it. So we're going to start probably on the Wednesday, so midweek there. And we're going to start sending emails that we've built that are going to highlight specific things at this church. So brief, focused, just one thing. So we're going to continue to make contact with them, but also continue to lift up the things that are most important to this particular community so they get a better idea of who we are. And we want to vary the kinds of emails that we send. So in this case, this church has a monthly Tuesday service. Let's just highlight that. Let them know what they might experience with that and send them the kind of information that seekers want, rather than the insiders already have, right? Wait another week, we're going to send an email highlighting our preschool at the church. Another week, let's send the visitor an email that highlights Amy Smith. She's a member of this congregation with a really compelling story. Perhaps we can make another connection there. Wait another week, flute choir. The next email talks about introduces them to the administrator, the face they're probably going to see if they visit us, and so on and so forth. The farmer's market. We want to build this out to at least 12 weeks, but you can keep building. You can keep building while people are in the sequence already. You just have to keep one email in front of everybody. But what we're doing here is showing them more about who we are and keeping in some real visitor-specific contact here. Okay. And this is just happening automatically. It's wonderful. Okay, so we've added them to our visitor nurture email series. Now, I promised them this welcome gift. We got to send it. So we're going to add a task. So what's going to happen here is the next time that I log in to your Phoebe, I'm going to have a task notification for me. And it's going to say, you got to send this welcome gift, and include here the contact's name and the contact's first full address. So this in this case is an internal alert to me. This could be an email or a text to the person who is primarily responsible for this. You can double up. It's important that this gift gets out. It is the first thing you've promised this person. We've got to make good on it. Now, I've got a chair of membership care who sends lovely, beautiful handwritten notes. And so I want to send an email to her to let her know about this visitor and to share the contact information with her so she can get one of those notes out. So simple email, help us welcome this contact. Hey, Barb, so-and-so visited with us today. Would you help us welcome them with one of your lovely notes? Here's the contact information. So we've got all of these things are firing, and all of this has happened automatically just after somebody has filled out that form. Okay, we're going to give this visitor a little space to breathe. That letter is getting written, is going to go out in the mail. So let's say it's Tuesday now. We've waited 2 days. And again, you've seen me send text messages out of your Phoebe that were automated. So appointment reminders or specific things that the bot can handle. If I put just a text message action here, then that text is going to fire as soon as the program reaches this step. What I really want to do, though, is start a conversation with that person. So if that text fires and it's my day out of the office, or I'm in meetings all day, or there's a funeral, or 100 other reasons why I might not be able to respond, then that's no good. So what this is going to do is, again, is going to put it in my set of manual actions in your Phoebe. So when I am sitting or out on my app, this has an app, and I'm ready to do some communications with folks, then I can fire this text message off so that I'm able then to be available to respond. So just again, quick, hey, so-and-so, this is whoever's sending it. It doesn't have to be me. It's going to fill in whatever user is actually sending this text message. So if I'm sending it, it's going to hit Charlotte. If it's somebody else, their name's going to be filled in there. So-and-so from 12th Presbyterian, so glad to have you visiting with us. Do you have any questions about our church? Whatever you want to do for a conversation starter there. Okay, we're going to wait a week, and then we're going to maybe do a similar thing with a manual call. Maybe it's another manual text. Whatever your system is, we can duplicate it within your Phoebe. Now, let's wait 10 days, and we can send another manual text here, trying to start another conversation, just checking in. How's your week going? And now we want to continue to nurture this person, but we're going to make tasks and reminders that are going to be less specific, because we're going to trust you to know how best you want to further this conversation and whether you need to in this way or not. So We're going to wait 2 weeks. The basic rule is that you want to make at least some contact with someone you're trying to build a relationship with within 15 days. One contact within each 15-day period. So I'm going to wait 2 weeks and we're going to add a task. So this again is going to come up in my task list and just say it's time for some visitor nurture with this person. That's going to allow me to look at their contact card, get an idea of where we are in the conversation, also get an idea of where they are in that visitor nurture sequence, and see how or if I want to continue that conversation. If I look in there and I see, oh, we've actually got a decent text thread going and that's still been occurring within the last couple of days, then I don't need to do this. I can remove it from my task list and wait for the next check-in. But this is just showing me, okay, let's give a little heads up and see where we are with this visitor. Or I might want to send a text mail. I might want to send an email. Might want to pick up the phone with them. But we're going to have a reminder to check in, and they're not going to fall through the cracks. So we're going to continue that series every 2 weeks for as long as we think's appropriate. Again, I think at least 12 weeks. You might want to go ahead and copy and paste this whole sequence so that you're out 6 months at least, just checking in with folks. That also means that if you're at a point with someone where they've raised their hand and said, I'm really ready to join now, or you can see that they've become a actual active participant, then you might remove them from this work flow, from this particular automation, and send them somewhere that's more appropriate for their needs. Maybe now they're in their new member workflow. But the point being that we're going to set up these automations so that we make good on the promises that we've made to this person. We have made immediate contact in the first couple of days, in those first 2 weeks, and then we have ongoing nurture and contact through our visitor nurture email sequence, and we have ongoing nurture and contact through these check-ins. So we're not going to forget about them, which means they're not going to forget about us. And hopefully we can help spur them into further participation within our community and begin to form them into disciples.